Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Black Clover. Last time around was New Future, right? Yes, that's what it is. So yeah, it was what we are assuming is the death of the Wizard King Julius Novachrono, as Licht was able to take the final magic stones and get away. Yami was unfortunately not fast enough to stop him. And yeah, he put the two magic stones into the Great Tablet, and everyone started reawakening. Well, not everyone. People specifically like Rhodes and Sally and Vadros, I think that was Valtos. I can never remember. All of them, no, they were just pawns in the game, and now they are no longer needed. So, but all the elves that are actually elves are being reborn. Licht may also be returning to his original body, which is in the Eye of the Midnight Sun's base. But Raya is reawakening, and surprise, Yuno is reawakening. Because guess what? Yuno is actually an elf, apparently. So, problems. A couple problems, so yeah, that's pretty much where we left off. We have no idea what's going to happen with Yuno. Is he going to be overtaken by his original, by the original soul, or is he going to remain himself just with, elf ears? I don't know. We'll have to find out. Like always, the reaction is down in the description and the pinned comment for your viewing pleasure. So why don't we just go ahead and jump right into this episode of Black Clover. Here we go. I need a fucking flowchart, man. This is too much. Okay, so I think it's the grimoires that really fucked this up. And plus, we haven't even answered anything. Like, I guess we answered who Licht was, but that was it. It's just like the Licht that we've been seeing is actually Patry, who was the first reborn from the reincarnation spell that the original Licht cast. He was reborn into William, and then but for some reason, despite the fact that his soul was reborn into William's body, when he took control of it, he looked like Licht and not himself. Okay, sure. He also then got the 4-leaf grimoire, similar to what the original Licht had, but Licht had sword magic. Very specifically, sword magic, which seemed to be a sect of light magic, but it was specifically sword magic, whereas the original Wizard King, whatever his name is, used actual, just genuine light magic. So, there comes the question... Did the original Licht kill them, and not the Wizard King? And are they implying that Yuno, as the reborn, as the person who was given the 4-leaf grimoire, does that mean he is going to be... No, because they have the original Licht. So Licht is reborn in the body... Okay, next question. Why was his body there? So that's what it is. It's not that, Licht is being, reawoken in his original body. No. I mean, yes, but this is Patry who has reawoken Licht into his original... What seems to be his original body. But not to be... But then there's Yuno. We didn't see anyone who seemed like Yuno, but I don't know. Something's going on with the original Licht, I feel like, because we didn't see him the entire time, and it seems that he didn't get killed. Tetia did. The other thing I thought is, what if the unborn child of the original Licht and Tetia, what if that was still reborn anyway, and that's Yuno? Now, granted, what does that do to Yuno? Does that do anything to Yuno? Or does he just get pointy ears now? Okay, why the original Licht? Why does he know forbidden magic? You know? Because it makes sense for Petri to go find. Like, Petri would find that in order to use this magic, but why did the original Licht have forbidden magic? Unless this was his plan? If he was actually evil, he buried the lead really, really well. Like, he played it off very well, if that's the case. But what if it was him who killed all the elves and not the original Wizard King? But then why would you cast a reincarnation spell? And why does Patry look like Licht? I mean, we've said this before, that, Licht, as we knew him, he said he was serving another master, Like, this is all for the resurrection of our master, And it's interesting, that's always been an interesting thing, but now we have, now we seem to have the explanation of that it's Licht, the original Licht, and this is Petri who's been trying to revive him. But if that's the case, why? We still have too many questions. That was like an entire lore dump episode, and we still have too many questions going in, Who killed them? Who killed the elves? We still do not know who killed the elves. Why did the original Licht have forbidden magic? Why did he cast a reincarnation spell? And what's going on with Yuno? The only thing we have ascertained is how the third eye was reincarnated and how Licht was reincarnated. So one night, William just zoned out, apparently, and Patry was reborn. But why does Patry look and sound like Licht now? And Raya figured it out, too. So they know it's him, They know it's him, but they just accept that, They know that it's Patry, but they just sort of, they don't really care enough, And I mean, I guess it says something, too, that Licht, either the original, or what we thought of as Licht, up until this episode, being reawoken within, the hideout, and Mimosa is there. Mimosa, who bears a striking fucking resemblance to Tetia. That can't just be a coincidence. That there has to be something there, Not that she was... Well, maybe she was reincarnated. I guess she was killed there. She could... But she's not, like... But the thing is, she's not being reborn, She's not being reborn. Yuno is. So, how does that work? Plus, we have to go see Ghosh. I think we have to check in on Luck, too, because I swear, in the flashback that Raya had, one of those kids was a lot like Luck, so we have to think of that, too. And how does this factor into the... Oh, okay, well, hang on. Well, okay, so... Now, all the way back in the cave when Yami fought Licht, and then Asta stepped in, Licht did say, those are my master's swords. So, there we go. Those are my master's swords. And, we had heard about Licht who wielded those swords when they were, not shitty and garbagey like they are right now. It's still good, but, But the Demon Slayer sword and the Demon Dweller sword, both of those were first used by Licht. Now we have the explanation, the disconnect, that yes, they were used by the original Licht, but that doesn't mean they were used by this Licht, because this Licht is Patry. Jiminy Christmas, man. So, all of this was to revive Licht, but the original Licht, this was all 95 episodes, has been Patry trying to revive the original Licht. So now all the questions remain on him, and then, of course, the original Wizard King. What happened to him? You know? And I mean, are we going to bring up the demon? You know? Are we going to bring up the demon that we see in the beginning of every friggin' episode of this show? It starts with the demon and how the original Wizard King destroyed him, and the people hailed him as the Wizard King. You know? So now all questions kind of fall on the original Licht. Okay? Not where I thought we were going, but here we are. God, and to think maybe all of this was just fucking spoiled in the OP and I didn't look at it. And I'm not gonna look at it for the next episode. I should ask you guys, like, at some point, at what point am I allowed to look at the OP again? Because, I mean, you guys said it was spoilery, so I looked away, but... And especially, like, I probably wouldn't have, but because the last OP changed to the, William/Licht versus Julius thing, I don't know. This shit is so crazy, man. I don't know if I can go any further with this episode. Like, I'm left with 10,000 questions and all of maybe one answer, you know? So yeah, I mean, hey, I get to watch the next episode now, so that's at least good. So, I'm going to get right on over to that. You guys head on over to the next video, either in the playlist or on Tuesday when it comes up, and let's see if there's any more answers. With all of that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist with all of my Black Clover reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.